What's up, everybody, and welcome to your new favorite show, put in your rotation, Papercut Chronicles. We missing one member today, but we gonna get it rocking. I'm your host, James Senior. I'm here with my other co-host, Cam. How we doing, brother?
Pretty good.
You ready to get into it, man? Got a lot of good stuff to talk about, man. We just gonna kick it right off. We're gonna start with the NBA. I know you had some good points that you wanted to talk about. Let's just start it off there with the first point that you had with the Rockets in the clutch win. Well, with the Rockets in the clutch, but they ended up losing to the Timberwolves. They closed out on a 15-0 run. So let's kind of talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with my favorite team. Bro, watching the Rockets this year in the clutch has been terrible. Like, point guard play is one thing, but just the lack of off the dribble score other than Kevin Durant just hurt us so much.
Yeah.
And even like Alperen Sengun specifically, I mean, before the injury he was really good. So like he was kind of our go-to guy, and like if he didn't have something he would kick it to KD. And after his injury, he just hadn't been the same. Recently, he started to pick it up, like in the game against even that game against the Timberwolves, he wasn't bad. But as well as the game before that against the Bulls, he had a triple-double. He was really good that game.
Yeah.
But both those games we ended up losing.
Right.
As of right now, we're 19-22 in the clutch. So games that come down to the wire, we just have not been it. We closed regulation really well. We ended up going on a 13-2 run against the Wolves. This was a huge matchup as well because the Lakers had just lost earlier that night. So this was our push to try to get back up to the 3 seed and whatnot. So we ended the game like regulation really well. Ended up tying it up to go to OT. But we started off OT really well. Then after that, I literally just don't know what happened. We ended up blowing the biggest overtime lead of all time.
Right. And I think it was a stat out there. It was like, if you're leading by double digits, it's like 180 and 0, and now it's 180 and 1.
And we weren't even just leading by 10. We were leading by 13.
Yeah,
and we lost the game.
That's
the
crazy.
Timberwolves ended up ending that game on a 15-0 run. We couldn't buy a bucket in the clutch.
At all.
It was actually like it was so nasty to watch, man.
Yeah, that for me the offense kind of is just stale a little bit when it comes to outside of KD, and like you said, Sengun, he's a really good player, but yeah, you need post presence and you need somebody to facilitate, outside of KD, and not having a point guard is very big. And I thought Reed Shepherd was going to be able to make, that kind of his thing, but I can turn it back to Ime Udoka because his coaching style is kind of old school when it comes to like you gotta buy into this system, and this system is not really it's not really working when it comes to having to a free flowing offense that doesn't get stale in the clutch. Their go-to offense is a screen with KD with anybody else, and when people just blitz the screen on KD, it's kind of curtains because you don't have any like knockdown shooters like that. And
yeah, that's why I don't blame Ime too much because it's like the personnel when it comes to really shooting and just scoring in general. I think in the past 2 games we've had less than 30 points scored off the bench total.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We've had less than 30 bench points, like, in the past 2 games combined. So,
Yeah,
that's why
bad.
I don't really blame Ime too much because there's only so much you can do as a coach. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
can't
mean,
go out there
obviously.
and make the shots for him.
Right.
So
Obviously.
especially like Tari Eason, the
Yeah.
month of March has been rough for Tari Eason. Really,
Rough.
really rough.
Rough.
I think he's made less than 5 threes this month or something like that.
Yeah, man.
So yeah. I mean, Tari Eason, he was. I mean, especially last year, he was like part of that really big bench spark, like him and the men coming off of the bench.
Mhm.
But this year, I mean, 2026 specifically, he just has not been the same player. Like
Yeah.
the beginning of the year, I was talking to Pop about it. Like the beginning of the year, he was really, really good. Like he
Yep.
was, he's always going to be a reliable defender.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
at the beginning of the year, he was knocking down his shots. I think he was leading the league in 3-point percentage. He was shooting something crazy like
Yeah.
43, 45 from three or something like that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. And that's, I
But
mean, that's supposed to be his role. Like, you're supposed to
exactly,
be
like he
an elite
was
3
a
and D.
real 3 and D. Like
Yep.
he was really giving us like what we're missing from Dylan Brooks this year.
Mhm.
But he just hasn't been able to find his shot. Like I saw his mom joking about getting him in the gym with Lethal Shooter on Twitter.
Right.
Like, she knows how bad it's been. So.
Right. When Lethal come into the equation,
Exactly.
it's getting there. It's getting to that point for sure. For sure.
But I definitely agree when it comes to like the stagnant offense and whatnot. And I really the biggest thing is we don't have somebody that can really like score off the dribble other than KD.
Yeah,
Like,
other than KD.
when he does get blitzed and stuff like that, he can kick out to a shooter and whatnot, and like we're either gonna make or miss the shot. But
right.
it's about what can come like from that. Like if you can attack a closeout and go get an open layup or an open dunk, because we have great cutters and stuff like that, but the people that can really create off the dribble, we just don't have that right now. Like Reece Shepherd has been good, but not what you want from your starting point guard on an elite level.
An elite level,
team.
yeah, for sure.
So like,
and I think Jabari could give y'all something. I just think his handle
is not.
Yeah, he's just not. He's not a fluid. He's not that like fluid player, and I think he just kind of needs a little bit more development in that area. Everything else, is really good. He could be an elite defender. He could be a person who can give you, buckets, whether it's off the bench or starting. It could be either way. He can be a prolific six man if that's what the role calls for. But I just think he has that KD build. He's just not as fluid as when it comes to a handle and things of that nature. So
I mean, and really that isn't really what he was coming out of college. Really, like he was a really good scorer in college, but it didn't really come off like the dribble. He was more so like I'm gonna get to my spot in like a dribble or two maybe.
Right.
I'm gonna.
I mean, that's why a point guard is important. Especially for a guy like that, and I think
because I think a man can run point guard. He's just not a good enough scorer right now.
Bro.
It's kind of like Alonzo's situation when he first came into the league. Alonzo really wasn't a threat to score the ball. So teams kind of started playing into that and like forcing him to try to be a scorer instead of letting him get his passes and stuff off like that. So that's kind of the situation we're in with the men. Yeah, it's rough if you're Ime, I think, because like
for real, losing Fred that was
losing
rough.
Fred was really what's like cemented everything and going downhill. So
gotcha.
I mean, like the Rockets are gonna be the Rockets. I mean, what we were just talking about right now, we're looking at them being the 6-3 matchup, or the 6-3 matchup right now between them and the Lakers, and I think that's a really tough draw.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's
for the
a
Rockets,
really, really tough draw. If you're
me as a Lakers fan, I mean, I'm pretty good with that. Just it'll get us in the groove. I mean, don't get me wrong, KD can win you a game or two.
Yeah,
by
for sure.
itself and things of that nature. And it's not like they're a terrible team. They have really good athletes. They can get up and down. When they get in the flow of their offense and they're running people off the court, it's really entertaining and it's really nice to see. But, when it's slowed down like that in the playoffs, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and move on to this next point here. Celtics break the OKC's 12-game winning streak, which I think is a really not necessarily a big deal, but it's something definitely to talk about just because that's possibly a finals matchup, which I threw out in the group chat a little bit, but that could be a finals matchup, and Jaylen Brown really I could just say from my point of view, he really surprised me. Because, I was a Tatum guy. I was, kind of that dude that was like, okay, if somebody needs to go, it needs to be JB. But what he did last year, winning that Finals MVP, and what he's done this year, kind of like really stamping that. Like I'm that guy because I got us to the second spot in the East. We weren't projected to do nothing this year. We lost a lot of people. Porzingis, Al Horford, Drew Holiday from that championship team. And dude showed out. Dude really showed, like, look, if I needed to take the bull by the horn and take care of this team, I can do that. And we can be a championship team still if y'all build around me. So I think that was a big deal. And we'll talk about his stats here in a little while. But what did you think about that game, or think about the overall consistency of them snapping that 12-game winning streak?
Man, that game was amazing to watch. Like that game really made me hope that is what the finals matchup is, because if we're getting that for a 7-game series, like I don't think you can really ask for more from a finals like aspect. Like,
yeah,
I think that there was just that game really showed basketball is really a game of runs. Like,
yep,
that's all it was all game. One team will have the hot hand, then it will swap, and then getting towards like the fourth quarter, I think that's when the Celtics really took charge. Like they really made it like it was their game at that point to lose.
Yep.
The fourth quarter did get kind of iffy, like there was a lot of calls, a lot of ones that could have been iffy and whatnot. But I think, even talking about, I'm a Tatum guy as well.
Yeah.
I saw some glimpses from Tatum that looked like the old Tatum that game. I think it was the second quarter. He really took charge. Like he had it going. Like, I think I'll have to check the stats, but he played really, really well in that second quarter. And if that's the Tatum that you're getting, if you're Boston, I think they are the team to beat in the East. I mean,
for sure.
It's hard to bet against them when both JB and JT are clicking. Like,
and
no matter who the supporting cast is, really.
Yeah, JT's getting in his groove. I can definitely see that he's getting in his groove. He's getting back, and this is surprising, bro. Like, this is some amazing stuff right here. Medicine has been at a new level. He's definitely proved that, because to come back
about a guy 10 months removed,
10 months,
an
bro.
Achilles tear.
Achilles, bro. And you got two other guys who pretty much tore theirs. What one was previous to his injury when in Dame, and then Hallie, in the game 7.
Yep.
So it's people that was around that timeline, and he's just like, bro, look, I want to get back. I'm seeing what my guys doing, and I just want to get back. I'm attacking this rehab in a different way, and I get it. Dame is older and things like that, so he's not finna rush to try to get back. And Indiana's, I think Halliburton saw the landscape of that right now, and it's like, what is the point? But I think he had some extra motivation for where Boston was at in the standings, and he's really definitely proved me wrong, because I was like, bro's not gonna be like he was not 10 months removed, and people are gonna just attack him, and that's just not the case. It's not the case at all.
Yeah, And then I mean, we were talking about last week, like Shea had a really good game. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I do still think he's the best player in the world, but like he was just a little too passive for me in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. Like
Yeah.
you when your shot is on that much, like
hmm
into the game, you can't stop shooting. You can't rely
Yeah.
on anybody else because nobody else was showing up,
Yeah.
and you have to take like everything into you because you are the star player. You are the engine of the team.
And
Like
that might mean fucking up that percentage a little bit. That
exactly,
might what
like.
that might be what that means a little bit. So
He he had 14 points in the third quarter.
hmm
Took 5 shots. I mean, he ended the game I think like 10 for 12 or something like that. But in
yeah,
the fourth quarter, he took 1 shot.
like come on, bro, come on.
Over one field goal, I would say. He
Yeah,
got to the line he got to the line 3 times.
yeah,
That's cool, but you have to take more shots than that in the
yeah,
fourth quarter. You're down to a team that looks just as good as y'all at this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
So, and it's not like I mean they have anybody who they can really throw at you to guard you just
hmm
one on one. But I will say if I'm Joe Mazzulla, obviously Jaylen Brown was the best player in that game. But if I'm
yeah.
Joe Mazzulla and I'm giving somebody the game ball, it's Baylor Shireman. Baylor Shireman went out there and showed out, man.
Dang.
He took the Shea matchup. He was there knocking down shots. Like
hmm
I think if you're a player like that young coming into the league, I think he's either a rookie or a second year player,
hmm
and you're coming out here in a national televised game guarding Shea on one end of the court, and then
Yeah.
going down and knocking down almost all of your shots on the other side of the court. You really
Yep.
can't ask for much more from a role player. Like
Yep.
that's exactly what they drafted him for, and that's exactly what he went out there and gave them. Like he played a really really good game. I saw even a clip that I just really liked. It was of him. I think he stripped the ball from Shea in the
hmm
fourth quarter, and Shea had tried to like hook his arm,
hmm
and he did really good at like keeping his arms down to make
Down
sure that he couldn't get
that
hooked.
call.
And then
Yeah.
he poked it, and it went out on Shea. And like Shea was even complaining, he was trying to get the call and everything, but it was like
It's
that's
nothing there,
literally
bro.
textbook defense. Like
Right.
you can't do anything about that, even with the hooks and trying to draw all the fouls and everything. Like he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of skill to be a good offender nowadays because you got so much working against you, and using little tactics like that, especially against a player like that has that much mystique with refs. Or I mean, I'm not even gonna just say refs. Like you didn't put in the work to be able to get some of those calls and things of that nature. So most definitely, I think that was a great matchup. I think it was good for the Celtics to kind of go and do that. I think it was definitely good for Jason Tatum to kind of have that type of competition, that environment, and ramping that up, to get to the playoffs and things of that sorts. For our next NBA topic, I hate to even talk about this, but the Pistons beat the Lakers on snap a 9-game winning streak without Cade and Jenkins, man.
That man is a hooper. Like
Jenkins,
he's a
man.
hooper.
A 30 ball, and I want to say it was like, I don't know, I have the exact stats in front of my face, but I think it was like 37-6 or something like that. It was close. I know it was close to that or something like that. But
He played really really well.
he played a good game. It was a down to the wire game. I think it was a gritty game. At the beginning of the Detroit's run, I could see this possibly being. I'm a realist, so Lakers going to the finals. Some miracles are gonna have to pop through for that to happen. Just seeing the landscape of the top two juggernauts at the top of the Western Conference, but that could be a matchup. Now that Cade's gone, I can't really see that. It's not really a possibility, but it was a good game. I think we had I want to say Luka had another 30-point game that game. I watched the game, can't really remember all the stats, but we had an opportunity to win at the end, or at least to tie it up at the end. Jenkins hit a dagger at the end to kind of seal that deal, which he had a pretty good game, but the Lakers, we can't guard a parked car, and it's really.
I think that's really what it comes down to. Like that's why I think the Rockets are a really good draw for if you're Lakers. You really don't have that point of attack defender, especially in your starting lineup right now. If you're Lakers, you can't really guard guards. Like there's really nobody you can throw out and really.
Now Marcus Smart is going to give you something, but I'm not against a very elite. And now don't get me wrong, he's done his job for the most part of what we brought him here to do. But I don't know, man. Once you get to them playoffs, man, it's just a different vibe, and these teams are getting younger. Getting younger, and once they start running the floor, it's kind of hard to keep up that pace. So I think that's a big thing. Our defense is a big thing, but we just gotta outscore guys, really, and that's kind of the thing. That's the consensus there. Any type of defense that we do get is like a bonus. Defensive stops and turnovers and points off turnovers. That's kind of a bonus, but we got to go out there and make sure we're hitting shots.
Yeah, like I said, really, really, really big shout out to Dennis Jenkins. Like it's crazy to think about. This man was on a two-way contract earlier this year. And he earned his spot, really, really earned his keep on that team. Now he got a guaranteed 2-year deal with the team. Going out there and leading this Pistons team who's trying to keep that 1 seed from the Celtics. And without Cade, leading the team yourself. And you're newer to the squad, realistically.
Right.
And I mean, you went out there and went blow for blow with Luka, pretty much. And I mean, if you're getting that from your point guard, your newer point guard who's coming from the G League, I mean, how much more could you ask?
Nah, for real.
Especially without having your star player MVP candidate. I mean, Luka had a good game. Obviously, he had his efficiency woes and whatnot, but at the end of the day, he still had his 32, 7 and 6. It looks like. Dennis Jenkins went out there and had 38 and 4.
Okay,
so like
8 and 4.
Going blow for blow with him. I mean, you got what you got from Austin Reeves. Shout out to Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes is looking good in the past couple games. And I like that because that second big man is I think that's a big thing for us because you don't know what you're gonna get from DeAndre Ayton all the time, and he's a good player, but his motor, that's been in question pretty much his whole career. So especially with the role change.
For sure.
I mean, Jackson Hayes knows what he is. So
for sure. If
he's gonna go out there and he's gonna set his screens. I mean,
run the lane.
He's a decent defender. I mean, that's what you ask for from a big when they're paired with Luka or even LeBron. As long as you can run the pick and roll and roll hard, fill your lanes, fill your gaps, you're gonna get rewarded eventually. And
you're gonna get easy looks. And
exactly.
I don't understand why it kind of took DeAndre Ayton a little bit longer to, not necessarily process that, but kind of accept that, because those looks are going to be easier. We don't have to throw it to you in the post for you to do, a turnaround, push shot or a floater or anything like that. I can get you the ball right at the rim. You're 7 foot.
I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of get it. It's an ego thing.
Aiden, for sure.
Aiden was the number 1 pick for a reason. He got drafted over Luka in the same draft class.
So totally shouldn't have been done, but In hindsight, the dude was crazy in college, but in hindsight, definitely Luka number one for
I kind
sure.
of get where the ego comes from and whatnot, but like
Yeah.
you gotta realize you aren't the same player that you were
Oh
in
man.
college. Like
And
even
you're
when
not
you were in Phoenix.
you're not the like like fives right now are kind of, and fives and fours right now are kind of like stretches. Like, you to be that prolific and to call for the ball and things of that nature, like, you're not really a stretch. You're not really a stretch at all. Stretch five when it comes to that.
That's really,
And other than post presence, it's kind of like, and it's not like you
he's an older
dominate
style
in the
big.
post. Like you don't
He's
dominate
more
in the post.
of a mid post type of big.
Yeah,
like,
like,
he's gonna get you at the elbow,
elbow.
try to get his shot off.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna try to shoot over you at
Right.
the mid range, more
Right.
so
And
than
that's,
back you down and get to the rim.
and if you were just a like completely dominant at that, I won't see anything wrong with JJ putting you in a position to get those shots, or give you a couple of those shots, or even Bron saying, hey, look, we need you to kind of show up today, or even Luka. But you're just not super dominant in that area, so it's just like, bro, just set into that role or whatever. But good win for the Pistons. My Lakers, we just gonna have to pick it up. Like I said, we gotta outscore everybody to put our name into this hat for this finals run. Moving on, the Spurs 2 games back, a 7-game win streak, best record in 2026, 31-9. This is a really good team, bro. This is a really good team, and I have a really hot take, but I'm going to hold off on it, especially when Pops get back. But I have a really hot take, and it's a personal take because I'm a Bron fan. Spurs has been my kryptonite for a while. So, but they're a really good team. They're exciting to watch now. They're not boring. And I love Pop, but that system kind of override the talent that they did have over there, and now they have this young talent, this unicorn, these role guys that excel in their role. I love Dylan Harper.
Their role players are really good.
Dylan Harper is that. It's just like, bro, like you can pencil him down for 15 and 20 minutes, bro. Like,
I mean,
he's that
especially now,
efficient.
like with De'Aaron Fox dealing with his injury or whatnot that he's dealing with. Now that he's getting really, really now that he's getting good amount of minutes, it's like, bro, you remember why he was drafted so high. Like,
yeah, for sure. And I think that's the catalyst right there.
Yeah, like
De'Aaron Fox is the X factor, and when you have somebody behind De'Aaron Fox that could, kind of relieve him from some of his duties when, you're dealing with injury or, you're not in rhythm all the time and stuff like that, bro, that's scary. That is scary. And, like Wemby said, bro, we almost swept them throughout the whole the regular season. And people try to say that's just regular season stuff, but that stuff plays into the postseason. Like, we got y'all number,
especially
bro.
if they match up, because like I think they match up against the Thunder really, really, really well.
Yeah,
like,
we pretty much got everything that y'all have, other than Shea, and we have a Stephon Castle that can take on that challenge. With Shea, not saying that he's going to stop him, but he's definitely going to make it hard for him, and we have length. So Shea is just not just getting to the cup on one person. We're our help defense is literally
a one-on-one thing. Like,
not
really
at all.
watching that Boston OKC game, the commentators are really getting it in the head of the watchers. Like, that's really what Shea does the best. Like, he looks at a lane and makes the game one-on-one once there's enough space. But when you're playing a team with that much length and that many good defenders to throw at you, it's way harder than just making the game a one-on-one thing, especially because they have the best defender in the league on other teams. So,
no, for real.
So you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. Like, this team is really, really good. Like, I think they're second in net rating, second or third in net rating in 2026. Like you said, they had the best record this year,
Yeah.
and as of right now, they're only 2 games back. I think people kind of like penciled in OKC as like that 1 seed for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's not. I don't think it's cemented at this
Like,
point.
yeah,
Like
you can't sit nobody.
that race is really, really, really close. Like
Yeah.
that, if you're OKC, I don't think you can really lose much more. Like, because
Mm-mm.
it doesn't look like the Spurs are planning on losing anytime soon. I think they're on
Yeah.
a 7-game win streak right now. So you really got to pay attention to that race, because whoever gets that 8th seed, I think that's a walk to the second round pretty much.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think that's really, really important for the Spurs, because
Yeah.
with you having so little playoff experience on that team, getting an easier matchup in the first round, just getting the
Yep.
jitters out and everything, I
Right.
think that would be really good for their whole team overall, especially their coach.
Yeah,
'Cause Pop's
for
not
sure.
there.
Right. Right.
Yeah, really got to watch out for his team. And even we had Wemby put in his case for MVP and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of agree. Like,
I mean, I do
defense
agree a
is
little bit.
50% of the game. Like,
Right. It
and when
is.
you're the most impactful player on that side of the ball, as
Man.
well as you're still giving me 26 and 14, like
Like crazy.
you have to. I mean, at least give him an eye. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
he is that good of a player, and like
For sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's totally the reason that the Spurs are this good, but he is the driving factor of like what the Spurs are. Like
Yeah.
he kind of made. He went there and kind of changed the culture. Like,
Yeah,
they
for
knew
sure.
that they wanted to win right after they got Wemby. So
Yeah, and it's exciting, bro. And it's like when you say change the culture, I agree with that for sure, because this. I mean, when have you really seen a young Spurs team who gets out and run and have all of this cachet? This dude talk. He's gonna score on you, and he's gonna let you know about it. And I love his tenacity, and I love his kind of his mindset when it comes to being great. Is kind of a lost. I'm not necessarily saying it's a lost art, but a lot of people just don't want to be great. Like they just don't,
like,
you kind of want to just.
The NBA is like a job now.
You know what I'm saying? And this dude is literally taking it, to a different level, and to be that size and to be something we really never seen before. I think that's I'm gonna give this man a lot of credit for intriguing me back into intriguing me into some Spurs basketball, because it's definitely entertaining for sure.
And I think if they end up taking that 1 seed from OKC, hey, that MVP talk really starts to ramp up. Cause
yeah, for sure.
Taking the 1 seed from the defending champs, like that's big.
and a back-to-back consensus that the Thunder have around them, and you take the number 1 seed from them at the end of the year, like, and you've been right there all year.
The head-to-head matchups and whatnot, like,
yeah, bro, that's all gonna play a part.
You really have to think about that. If they get that 1 seed, I mean, I really see a world where Wemby gets his first MVP already, which is insane to say.
It's just super insane, dog.
I already think he's probably gonna win DPOY this year.
Oh yeah.
Like,
man.
If we get this year out of Wemby, they get the 1 seed, and Wemby ends up winning an MVP. I mean, we're talking about a dude younger than 25 with the MVP, a DPOY already,
and possibly a championship, possibly a championship, bro.
I'm not that far on the Spurs ride, but
it's possible.
I can see the world where that happens. Like, we're definitely talking about all-time great, and he shows how much he cares about that.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think that's what I think that the
really,
most.
really, yeah. I think that's what's really cool about seeing Wemby. Like, you don't really see that much from the up and coming stars a lot now.
Yeah.
Like you see, like, of course you see him like care about basketball, but Wemby really wants to be the GOAT.
He wants to be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
He takes this GOAT talk really seriously, and I like that, because you need that mentality if you want to be as great as you want to be.
For sure. But shout out to the Spurs, man. They definitely are looking good. On to the next point here. We got the Knicks, number 3 net rating, number 2 defensive rating in the last 2 months. They're 21-7. Is that record this year, or is that in the last 2 months? 21-7. Okay.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I mean, I haven't really been super high on the Knicks, but any run that you make at the end of the year, getting you into that rhythm, especially defensively, and obviously having a number 3 net rating, that is a big push going into the playoffs. And look, the Knicks are good enough to come out of the East. They are good enough to come out of the East. Now, are they good enough to beat a team like the Spurs or OKC? I don't really necessarily see that, but their catalyst in Jalen Brunson, the guy is really good. The team is really good. I think getting a lot out of Karl Anthony Towns is not necessarily a bonus, but it's a necessity. For them to make a deep run into that, getting out of the East and things of that sort. But what do you think? What do you think about this team for the last 2 months?
They've been really good. I mean, I think coming into the year, I think what most people, when they look at the Knicks, their concerns were on the defense side of the ball. And, I mean, like you said, when you get in rhythm like that on the defensive side of the ball, this team, they don't have the personnel you would think to be the best defense in the league or something like that, but they definitely have the defenders to throw at you to at least disrupt you. And when they're this good, like when you're getting the most you can get out of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, I mean, and even on Cat, like Cat will get in his foul trouble, but at least when he's giving effort, they are a good defensive team, and that says a lot with having somebody like Jalen Brunson being the head of your spear and whatnot. Because Jalen Brunson obviously isn't the best defender in the world.
Yeah.
He is really nowhere close to that. But I mean, he as long as he's not a negative, this team is really good.
Yeah. And for the most part, he's going to cancel out his matchup.
Exactly, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Like, a lot of credit to Mike Brown. He's showing what Tom Thibodeau couldn't show. With this team, defensively especially, they've been really, really good. They're fighting for that 2 seed right now. They're, I think, a game and a half back from Boston. I mean, you can't count them out. I mean, that's what I think the matchup should be probably in the conference finals, Boston and the Knicks. I think those are the 2 best teams playoff-wise in the East. And like you said, they are definitely good enough to come out of the East.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
Do I think they're good enough to give whoever's coming out of the West the run for their money? I don't know. I think it kind of depends on how hard that hits them in the West. Because if you're coming off 2 7-game series, that's a lot going into the finals.
I want to see Boston, bro. I don't want to see the Knicks in the finals. I want to see Boston. It's I don't know. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see the Knicks going against anybody from the West, because I think Boston gives it the best chance to actually have a really good final series. Like I said, the Knicks are good, but you have really elite guards on this opposite side in this conference. Like, and not saying that Jalen Brunson is not an elite guard or anything like that, but I think it'll just be tough. It'll be super tough. I mean, the game plan is probably gonna have him in pick and rolls all night. Like,
oh yeah.
They're gonna,
especially those teams in the West. Like you're hunting Jalen Brunson.
You're hunting him every
if
time.
You have a good coach, like
like
if Mark Daigneault or even Mitchell Johnson from the Spurs, like they're gonna hunt the mess out of Jalen Brunson for all 30 minutes that he's on the court.
For sure.
I mean, I think they also had the defenders to throw at a Jalen Brunson because I mean, other than Jalen Brunson, you don't really have to worry about anybody else like off the dribble and whatnot. Because I mean, Cat, I think at times he just makes the game harder for himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Cat is a really, really dominant big man scorer, but I think he thinks he's more of a Joel Embiid. Like he thinks he wants to dribble and try to get to a step back or something like that,
or even trying to get to the foul line.
Yeah, and I don't really see that from him. I mean, especially because like you have the bigs over there as well. And I mean, if you're one of those bigs, you're gonna get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble because if it's not Karl Anthony Towns guarding you, it's like Mitchell Robinson. And, I mean, Mitchell Robinson is a good defender, but you're OKC if you're OKC or even the Spurs, like you have those bigs that can actually work off the dribble and whatnot. Mitchell Robinson really can't do anything off the dribble. Like he's more so a paint presence
put back guy.
Space him out. You're gonna space him out if you're one of those teams because all 5 of your guys can shoot. So yeah, I think. I mean, really, whoever comes out of the West is a tough draw for the Knicks. But I do think they have a chance of beating the Celtics. We saw them do it last year. So,
for sure.
We can't count them out. They are still a really good team. They're getting I think they're getting a good amount out of Jose Alvarado. I think that was a good pickup from them. Tyler Kolek is down killing in the G League right now.
Oh man, I'm talking about killing, bro. And you never know, bro. Right, like you just never know. Like you might, and not saying that they're gonna move him up anytime soon or anything like that. But that might just be your spark. Just something other than Jalen Brunson that's just gonna give you something. But Knicks are doing good for these last 2 months. That is definitely what you want going into the playoffs.
By the way, shout out Mac McClung for breaking the scoring record.
Man, shout out to Mac McClung, man. They is really playing with this man's name.
That's kind of crazy. Like, that really shows you how there's levels to this. Like,
oh man,
this dude is that good in the G League, and he still can't make a roster spot.
He scored 59, bro.
He's the best player that ever played in the G League, and he still can't get a roster spot.
He still can't get a roster spot.
Like,
man, they won 3 dunk contests,
bro. It really puts like in perspective how there's real levels to this. Like we're talking
real
about
levels in politics.
A guy who can go out there and give 50 in probably a top 5 league in the world, pretty much, and he still can't get over that hump.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, shout out Mac McClung. Like
shout out Mac McClung.
You're still that guy. You're still that guy. By the way, go Red Raiders. My Texas Tech alum.
Oh yeah, Texas Tech alum. Sure is a Texas Tech alum. That's what's up. But yeah, shout out Mac McClung, man. Hopefully, somebody gives this man a shot. I could definitely see him giving you 15 to 17 points off the bench somewhere. Shit. Oh my gosh. I could even see him in a Nuggets uniform, bro. Like just backing up Jamal Murray, bro, like and being a guy like that. But yeah, shout out Mac McClung, man. Talking about another player, Cam Thomas gets waived by the Bucks, and you put a good point in here, kind of the death of the scoring only archetype, and I could definitely agree with that when you go to the smaller guards. If you are a smaller guard, you cannot be a scoring only archetype. You have to be able to give us something on the defensive end. Now you do have anomalies like a Jalen Brunson and things of that sorts, but he's such an engine to
even with Jalen Brunson, like Jalen Brunson can still play make. He can pass the ball at a high
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas, you just don't get that. Cam
Yeah, you
Thomas
can't.
is either you get 25 or you get literally nothing from
Nothing.
him.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like to another shout out Rusty Buckets on YouTube. It's one of the guys that I really watch a lot. And he made a really good point. Really the death of the shooting guard position. Like you think of players like Jamal Crawford or like Lou Williams, the guys that will come off the bench and only give you a scoring spark.
Yeah.
You really won't be seeing that much more.
Yeah.
In the NBA, because like you said, you have to provide something else for me. You have to give me at least some playmaking. Like you have to be able to run the pick and roll, or you have to be a decent to good defender. And that's just not what it is for Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is an all or nothing type of guy. And I mean, I think it really sucks if you're Cam Thomas, because you went to a team that really wasn't that really was trying to contend for something, but they really just couldn't get over that hump. So I mean,
it kind of fell apart. Yeah, kind of fell apart.
I mean, and even with him now he isn't eligible to play in the playoffs. So even if he gets signed by a team that goes to the playoffs or the postseason, he can't play. So. Yeah. I think it sucks on his part. I mean, this offseason he had a lot going. Like he had a lot with the Nets. The Nets offered him a 2-year deal for I think like $24 million or something like that.
Yeah, and then you kind of left money on the you left money on the table, man.
It's kind of like a Dennis Schroeder situation. I mean, I think you're really familiar with that when he rejected that money from the Lakers.
And that was crazy.
I mean, he kind of bet on himself. I mean, I get it from his perspective. You take the 1-year deal and go give as much as you can give during that 1 year, so you can try to secure more money in the future. But I mean, in his case, it just really didn't work that way. I mean, you already have in Brooklyn somebody else that kind of does the same thing as you, better. As well as they also give you a couple other things, and Michael Porter. But I mean, there's only one ball to go around. So when you're that type of player and you need the ball to do anything, like even like, I mean, you think about the players who are like primarily shooters nowadays. They're good because they can work off the ball. Cam Thomas, I mean, he will hit a open catch and shoot three from here and there, but like most of his offense comes from, I'm gonna dribble the ball for 10 seconds and eventually get to, I mean, most of the time it was like a contested mid-range or something like that, which really just aren't the most efficient shots. And that's what the NBA has shifted to, is we want to get the most efficient looks, the looks that are gonna like put points on the board 90% of the time. And I mean that really goes to show like that's the evolution of the game now. That like those players were really, really well respected back then, like Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, like Jason Richardson, people like that can come off and just score. But now I mean you really can't be that if you want to really get to the next level.
I think the game is so analytical now, and it's a lot of politics that goes into the NBA. And as a young player, and having that money on the table like that, and guaranteed to play ball for another 2 years, I think that's something he could have definitely jumped on. Don't get me wrong, always bet on yourself, but it's kind of the way that you want to bet on yourself. I would have took the guaranteed 2 years and kind of bet on myself with that. Show my talents in Brooklyn for another team to come in and pick me up. Not a team that's kind of shipped off, their pretty much their playoff aspirations. More turmoil with Giannis and things of that nature, and not having a solid, clear picture when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks. So,
I mean,
yeah,
and
but
even the Bucks, you already have a lot of guards there that
yeah,
give you more. Like, I mean, you
right,
have a Kevin Porter, which I mean, he showed he can score the heck out of the ball. Like
yeah,
he can. What he was doing in Houston when he had the
yeah.
keys, like he was
I
really
mean, he
really
scored
good.
50 in this league, so it's like
Yeah, like
it's
so we see that we can already get that from this guard as well as he's a decent playmaker.
yeah,
So I mean he can go out there and get you like 5 to 6 assists. And
for
then
sure.
Ryan Rollins, who's had a great year, like
Yeah,
a real
and
career
it's a great
resurgence.
story too. Like Ryan Rollins
Exactly,
is a great story as
real
well,
good career
and that
resurgence. So like
that plays a big part. Like narrative is a big thing when it comes to the politics of the NBA, and you have to kind of play your hand in that as well. It can't just always be, oh, I just want to go for more money, or I see myself in this light. I mean, look, the NBA, nobody's above that. Nobody's above the NBA. And you got a couple anomalies, but even then, they still have to play a part with what the NBA sees and things of that nature. But shout out to Cam Thomas. Hopefully, he finds himself in a good situation here in this next upcoming season. Like you said, he's ineligible to play in the playoffs. So I think that honestly limits him to any team that probably would have been, kind of interested or anything like that. So on to our next topic. This is sickening for me, and I think it's sickening for the both of us. March Madness. We had some, pretty good matchups last night. Oh man, it's been tough for me today. Man. My Cougs. It almost gives me Rockets vibes. It's like that offense just got super stale. And I think it was more so on just shot making. Like we had the open looks. Sanak had some really good looks. They kind of pressured Kingston a lot, and I think Uzan he picked it up a little bit, but I needed a bigger game from him. And yeah, man, it was tough. It was tough to watch. I feel your pain. gang. I feel your pain. But I'm gonna go through some of these picks. If you want to talk about what you kind of saw last night and things of that nature.
Well, I couldn't tune into the full game, but that first half it was just bad. It was really bad basketball. I think it was like sub 50 points scored.
It was 46 points total.
Combined.
46 points total. Yeah.
So like, I mean, if you're getting that, and I mean, I think that's the kind of game that Houston should win though. Like. You are a primarily defensive team when you have Sampson as a coach, and I think this just goes to show like how different this team was because a majority of their offense did come from Kingston Flemings, and if it wasn't him getting to his spots and hitting, he was facilitating the offense and running it at a different level. But with the amount of ball pressure that Illinois was getting on him, he really couldn't get in his groove, which just caused the whole team to really just be out of it for the most part. I mean, shout out to Illinois, Keaton Wagler. He's increasing his draft stock over there.
And I mean he didn't have the best game.
But he showed that he can give something else. Like he went out there and had a double at a guard spot.
Right.
So that's really big. It was impactful. I mean, if you're Illinois, you're going into this next round with a lot of confidence, I think.
For sure.
You just beat one of the best teams in the nation. Really at their own game. So,
pretty much. And it was like Illinois wasn't that defensive team throughout the whole season, and this game is kind of like they turned a corner, and honestly they got the players to be a pretty good defensive team. They have the length, they have the big men, and things of that nature, which we kind of struggle with, especially when, JoJo Tugler is getting in foul trouble, because that's kind of our only guy on that interior side. I would have loved more from the guards, which we got later in the game, but it was just kind of too late at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, good game. Respect to Illinois, but man, Cougs, we gotta do something, man. We gotta do something. Somebody reach into that pocketbook, man, and let's go get some guys for this, because it's finna take a really big hit next year, for us. And I don't want to go on to no tangent about the Cougs or anything like that. We're gonna keep it within the bracket, but we're gonna take a big hit next year when it comes to losing talent, losing seniors, and things of that nature. So, on to another matchup: Arizona BTA to Arkansas, man. I didn't see that coming. I knew Arizona was really good. Obviously, they beat us in the Big 12 tournament, but I didn't see them killing Arkansas like that. But I know they have really good guards over there. They have a veteran guard in Bradley. They have a freshman in Burris. They have some really good big,
really good.
They have some decent bigs, and some nice role guys who just know their role in that system. And I just think kind of Arkansas kind of stalled out a little bit. And yeah, that was a shocker to me. What did you think about that?
I mean, Arizona went out there and played their game. That's really what it was. I mean,
yeah,
They got to the foul line. They really didn't settle for threes. I mean, both teams, they made the same amount of threes. And, I mean, Arkansas shot 15 more.
Right.
But they still made the same amount of threes. Yeah. So, like I said, Arizona went out there and they played their game. I mean, we got another Darius Acuff game, of course. He went out there. He had 28. But, I mean, there's only so much you can do as a smaller guard and going out there and just trying to score. He did what he could, and they still got beat by 21. That just goes to show how good Arizona is.
Yeah, as a collective. Yeah.
Yeah, because they just got a lot from a lot of different guys. It was 14 plus points scored from 6 different guys. So, I mean, that's what you do as a power program. You have 2 guys that should be going, I mean, at least in the first round.
Yeah,
from
sure.
Arizona, and Koa Pete and maybe Braden Burris if he declares. I mean, you even have Jaden Bradley there, who also is a really, really good player. Like I said, they just went out there and they played their game. They won the rebound battle. They won the foul battle. They shot 39 free throws. So,
oh my gosh!
If you're gonna go out there and you're gonna attack the rim that hard, you're gonna get the calls and make the shots. Then you that's the winning formula. That's how you win a game.
For sure.
If you're Arizona, you got everything you asked from for your squad.
Yep, for sure. Another matchup: Texas and Purdue. Purdue pulls out the win on a tip. Really pretty good game. Wasn't able to tune all the way in, but I think Texas has kind of made themselves a nice little statement. That they can kind of be up here with some of these guys. I don't understand why they don't have more like bigger name guys. I guess because of the money that goes through Texas. It's definitely something that I could probably do some more research on. But they're I mean, they did pretty good last night. I think they did good enough to win the game. Things happen, obviously. But that's a 2-11 matchup. Kind of a hard matchup for them, especially.
Yeah,
I think Braden leads the NCAA in assists, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that for sure, but
I really like Braden Smith. So,
he's a good player, and we beat them last year in the what was that? Was that the Final Four? I want to say it was in the Final Four. Sometime in the tournament last year, Houston that beat them. But I really like Braden Smith. He was a really good player. We had to do a lot to disturb him and things of that nature. So shout out to Purdue beating Texas. My bracket is completely shot. It's been shot from day one. So yeah, man. Definitely, I love this time of basketball. You got March Madness, which is going crazy.
Really, sports in general.
Yeah, sports in general.
Many sports going on right now.
Yeah,
you got
man.
The NBA, March Madness,
Yes.
MLB just came back.
Yeah.
If you're a soccer fan, Champions League is going on right now.
Yeah.
There's just so many different sports to enjoy right now.
Yeah.
So it's a really good time for sports.
Yeah.
That Texas Purdue game, shout out to Tremont Mark. He played as well as he could, really.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get it done. I mean, Purdue, their holy thing is like they really can't defend much. Like they can score the heck out of the ball, but when you can't defend, it really just comes down to can you score more? Like, and they do sometimes. That's what they are. They are an elite offense. I mean, Braden Smith, like I said, I think he's one of the best guards in the country. I think he is the best playmaker in the country. That's why I really like them. I did have them in my Final Four in my bracket. So, I mean, it's a little mini win for me, I guess. I definitely didn't have Illinois beating UH though. So, I can only get so much off.
Right. And with that being said, Arizona, Purdue, I have that. I don't know, and what they just did to Arkansas, I think Arkansas is better than Purdue. Just off of, I can't necessarily say guard play because Braden Smith is really good, but a more high volume. I got a preference, and I love Darius Acuff, and the way he plays and things of that nature, but. I don't know. I think it's another BTA situation until they get to the these later rounds. I think that's a walk for Arizona, especially if they can play how they played last night. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So we have some other matchups here. Just kind of want to get some predictions. Obviously, Duke versus St. John's playing today. What do you have a prediction on that? I'm going Duke.
I'm also going Duke.
But
I think
Duke,
it will be close.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it will.
They're
be
better
really
than
close.
Siena. They're better than St. John's. Better than Siena. They're better than TCU.
I think really what it comes down to though is, I mean, you have the better big.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna I think really cement it.
Yeah.
You don't really have a guy that you can stop Cameron Boozer with.
Yeah.
As well as,
but I mean, Siena didn't either. Siena used a team defense.
He really just wasn't hitting. Like, I mean, that's kind of what you. I mean, but if you're Cameron Boozer, you're still going out there. You're getting your counting stats at the least. Like, you're gonna go out there and get 20 and 10 every night still.
Yeah.
No matter the shots that you're hitting. But I mean, if Caden Boozer still continues to play as good as he's playing recently, if you're still getting elite 3-point shot making from Isaiah Evans, I don't really think you can bet against Duke, at least right now.
No. Michigan State versus UConn, which is another game today. I have Michigan State in my bracket, making it to that Duke Michigan State. Yeah, so still got Michigan State there. I don't think it's too much to put into that.
Kill Carr. I mean, not a Kill Carr. What's his name?
Cohen Carr.
If Cohen Carr is hitting threes.
Oh, it might
Michigan
be.
State is gonna win.
They can make it interesting for sure. If he's hitting threes, they can make it definitely interesting.
These past couple of games in the tournament, he's been hitting his shots, and Michigan State has just been getting it done. So
Yeah.
that's really Cohen Carr isn't a prolific scorer by any means, but you still have Jeremy Fears there running the show, and if Cohen Carr can take a step up, then they're a really really hard team to beat.
Yeah, for sure. Iowa and Nebraska. I want to say they played yesterday as well. Didn't tune into that game, but Iowa pulled that out.
I actually predicted that one. I'm not gonna lie.
You predicted that one? You predicted that? Yeah,
I didn't. That one.
I didn't. Obviously, I didn't see Iowa beating Florida, which they did. So that definitely messed up my bracket for sure. But the 9-3 matchup between Iowa and Illinois, which will be played tomorrow. Do you have any predictions for that? I think they're almost kind of like the same team, a little bit.
Yeah, they're really similar. I mean, Iowa wins games off the turnover battle, so that's kind of how I predicted them to beat Nebraska, and that's how they beat Nebraska. If you win by turnover margin, you have a pretty good chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when it comes to Illinois, they just came off a really really like tough game, but they didn't turn the ball over much. So, I think if you're Iowa, that's a really really tough draw.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna take Illinois still.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take Illinois. They don't foul a lot. I don't think we got to the line until like half into the second half, and which really made it something. I think they had some fouls to give, which was kind of a crazy game plan for them right at the half. And I'm talking about the U of H and Illinois game. They kind of fouled like 3 times, and it was just kind of like I didn't understand it, but like I said, when it comes down to it, they don't really foul. They have very good paint presence. They clog the lane. They make you take tough shots. So, I got Illinois for coming out of that one. But yeah, March it's madness for sure, and it's definitely showing why. It's definitely showing why. So, if your bracket is still intact, you're a AI for sure. Like this is a simulation. There's just no way.
My second chance bracket got busted by Illinois.
Yeah, man. And like I said, both of my brackets were super biased. I had U of H winning both of them. So,
those are good.
Yeah,
but in my second chance, I did have Michigan winning this time.
Yeah.
From what I've seen from them in the tournament, they kind of look unbeatable. Like their biggest thing was they turned the ball over too much during the regular season, and we really just haven't seen that in the tournament. Like they just been running over teams. Like that's pretty much all it's been. I mean, and Purdue got the best of them right before March Madness started. And I mean, we saw their woes there. It was really just their bigger players not showing up as much as Purdue's did. But we're seeing everybody step up from them in this tournament. So they look like the team to beat right now, in my opinion.
For sure.
And then they're playing Alabama tonight. What I watch Alabama do to Texas Tech hurt. Like they got a lot of threes up. And they started hitting eventually. And that what really won them that game though was the offensive rebounding, crashing the glass on the offensive side of the ball. And you really just can't do that against Michigan. Michigan is just too big, too physical. They crash the glass too much. So, if that's how they got the best of Texas Tech, I just don't really see them beating.
And that's really prevalent in this tournament. Whoever wins this board category, bro, it's just kind of that's been what it was.
The big men have been dominating the sport of college basketball really for the past couple of years though.
Yeah, like, for sure.
I mean,
I didn't know Zach Edey had the most
with Edey. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he had the most points in the playoff. I mean, in the tournament run. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of
That's why
wild.
they were. That's why they were so good. I mean, size wins you games a lot in
Yeah,
college. So
for sure. Standing skill behind that is a
yeah.
great combination. With that being said, we're gonna move on to our next segment. Now, I kind of want to throw in a little sidebar here that kind of throws us off of sports for a second. I want to talk about Girl Scout cookies, man. I want to talk about some Girl Scout cookies, bro, because it's been different since when I grew up. They were $4 a box. Now they're $6 a box, and the taste is not the same. The taste is not the same. I used to be a peanut butter sandwiches guy. That used to be my thing. Like that was my cookie right there, and. Now it's kind of, I've definitely switched, getting older and stuff like that, but I'm a lemonade, I like the lemonade cookies now, but what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Never a Thin Mint.
Oh my gosh, what are we talking about?
Thin Mints hit. You're tripping,
what are we talking about?
You're actually tripping. Thin Mint, especially at my school, I mean, bro, like, if you come to school with a box of Thin Mints, you're actually you actually might have like the crown for the day. Like,
no sir, no Thin Mints. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a short little top 3. I'm gonna go lemonades. I'll go peanut butter sandwiches, and then I'll go shortbreads because I'm an old man.
Oh, you're actually old for that. You're actually old for that. I've really never been that big on Girl Scout cookies. Like Thin Mints were like my cookie.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Thin Mints though, I was never a Samoa's type of person. I don't really like coconut.
Can't do it.
I don't really like coconut, so I couldn't. Nah. Shortbreads are good.
They're fire, bro.
But top 3 is kind of crazy. Top 3 is kind of crazy. I think peanut butter sandwiches are good. Lemonade,
fire. It's fire, bro.
They're kind of in the same boat for me as like shortbread. Like they're good, but like man. I don't know, top 3.
That's good. Crazy.
They're probably better than shortbread.
For sure. Back to the sports, man. We got 2 more things for you on, then we'll be out of here. We're just gonna do a cool little start bench cut, NCAA edition. I wanted to throw in there a little bit, so we'll just go with this. Freshman guards, we got Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, and Boogie Flan. How would you go with this with the start bench cut?
Am I looking at this from a like college perspective, or if I'm an NBA team?
Let's go college, since they haven't.
Okay, since it's college,
let's go college.
I think it's pretty easy. I think it's Acuff, Flemings, and then you go Flan with cut.
With the cut, okay, like that. I will concede to that for sure. With our next one, we'll do. We'll go that one last. Let's go. We'll do the future stars that are actually in the NBA right now, that were kind of big in last year's March Madness. We'll go Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey, and Dylan Harper, which I know Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper weren't in the tournament, I don't believe. If they were, I know they got bounced pretty early. But just out of those 3 guys, what would you start bench cut? This is more of an NBA start bench cut.
Yeah, I was about to say, because if it was college, I'm not gonna lie, it might be different. But you obviously have to start Coop.
Yep.
But then, I mean, I'm not that big of an Ace Bailey guy. I mean, I just think he takes too many tough shots.
Yeah,
So I think I would bench Dylan Harper, and then I would cut Ace Bailey.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like Ace Bailey. I think he's a pretty good player. I think he's gonna help a team for sure after he gets out of his Utah situation, whenever that is. But yeah, I will go with that. I will agree with that as well. And for our last one, we will do the freshman headliners for this year, and we'll go Cameron Boozer, AJ DeBonson, and Darren Peterson.
Whew.
That's a tough one.
From college, right?
College.
Dang. Not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna start Darren Peterson. I just think having that guard presence is really, really important.
Yeah.
But
that's tough. That's tough. These last two is tough.
The next one is really, really tough. I think I'm gonna bench Bonsa.
Ah,
and I
man.
think I'm gonna cut Cam Boozer.
Damn. I don't know if I'm gonna rock with that. I think I'm going to start AJ, bench Cam, and cut Darren Peterson. I'm sorry, man.
I don't know. I think I value the scoring.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm going more so of like ceiling, and kind of just the consistency from Cam Boozer. Like,
yeah,
that's a guy that's probably going to give college. Yeah,
especially in college, like having that consistency is really important. But like, I mean, you talk about ceilings. Darren Peterson and AJ Bonsa, you really can't get.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's more so of what situation them guys go into.
Yeah.
When the draft is panned out, things of that nature. But definitely, those guys are definitely going to be something to watch at the next level. With our last segment of the day, before we get out of here, we're going to make a vote for the best performances that we felt was prevalent throughout this week. Our first guy, we got Christopher Sanchez, 10 Ks, no runs. That is definitely to start off, and how we kind of talked about the other guy that had high expectations this year.
10
Ks.
You see what he did, and you compare it to how Paul Skeens just started off the season.
Right.
To be fair, it wasn't completely Paul Skeens' fault. O'Neal Cruz, terrible in the outfield yesterday.
Yeah.
Two really bad blunders.
Yeah.
Causing some runs, but at the same time, he was still we just don't see Paul Skeens get hit that much in general, though. So just seeing that, but going out there and pitching no runs for 6 innings. I think he had no walks as well. No runs, no walks. And 10 Ks.
10 Ks. That's
crazy.
That's a great performance right there. That is a great performance. Our next guy, we got Jamal Murray at 53 on 86% true shooting percentage. That's a crazy stat. That's a crazy stat line, and this guy is one of the best second options in the league. If not, nope, I'm not gonna say that. He's one of the best second options in the league for sure. I am biased against this guy, but we can talk about that in a second. What do you think about Jamal Murray's performance?
That huge performance from Jamal Murray. I mean, that game shouldn't have been as close as it was anyway, but just going out there and being able to score at that clip, at that efficiency, it's just insane.
All over the court. It wasn't like this guy was just
every single level.
You know what I'm saying?
Every level.
Yep.
But I think it's also bigger than just the counting stats for him though, because
Hmm.
there was a lot in that game that he did for Jokic, like
Yeah.
because obviously Jokic is trying to push like his MVP push and everything, and there was a lot of times where Jamal Murray just went and got it, and they counted as an assist for Jokic.
Right.
So Jokic went out there and almost had, I think, like a 20-20-20 game,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
17 assists, 17
Yeah, so like,
rebounds.
I mean, a lot of that was like Jamal Murray dribble handoffs
Right.
and Jamal Murray get into his spot and getting a bucket. So I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's a lot for the team overall. I mean,
Yeah.
you see Jokic is trying to get that MVP, so I guess, hey,
For sure.
go out there and do what you do then. Like,
Right. Right. For sure. Yeah. That is a deadly pick and roll right there. Him and Jamal Murray,
for
that's a deadly pick and roll. Our next guy, we got Jaylen Brown, had 31, 8 and 8, beating OKC, snapping that 12-game win streak in that high, intense playing environment. Um, really, really good game, and I think it was a really big statement, for Boston, especially with Jason Tatum being back and him coming into himself, but Jaylen Brown still being the head of that snake for them. Now, what you think about that performance there?
yeah, I don't want to go too much into this since we talked about it a bit already,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, like you said, Jalen Brown looked like the best player on the court, and that's
hmm
while having probably the best player in the world on the other
oh,
side of it. So
right.
if you can go out there and do that, that obviously says as much as it needs to say by
Right.
itself. So
So, with that being said, who would you vote had the best Papercut Chronicle performance of the week?
my vote will have to go to Jamal Murray. I'm not gonna lie, like 50 on 80% for shooting. That while being the second option, I
Right.
mean, that's just it's crazy to think about.
Yep. And I'm gonna go Jaylen Brown. More so, I am biased. I like Jamal Murray's performance. I mean, I'm a realist. I mean, I watch sports. He's a killer, but he's also killed my team multiple times, especially in the fourth quarter. So, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown. But I think all of these guys have had great performances this year. Shout out to Christopher Sanchez. Shout out Jamal Murray, and shout out JB. And do you have any closing arguments for our show today?
No, I don't really think I have much to say today.
Great time for basketball. Hate that my Cougs lost. Tough time today for me, but we will survive. Whose house, Cougs house. We're gonna keep that rolling. But and that will be all for today, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, this is Papercut Chronicles. This is something to add to your rotation. I am your host, James Sr. This is my brother Cam, and that is the word. Yes, sir.